Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey. I'm here with the horse racing extraordinaire, that is Jake Johns.
Horse racing extraordinaire. There's going to be a lot of people watching this for the first time that don't understand that's a joke. Because there's a Gold Cup video. I'm not self-proclaimed horse racing extraordinaire. Ross.
I always proclaim you as it.
Yeah, Ross likes to call me it, but just so.
I know very little about horse racing. This guy knows everything. So to me, you are the horse racing extraordinaire. But we're here to talk about the feature race of the Cheltenham Festival, of course, which is going to be on the 17th of March on the Friday. The Cheltenham Gold Cup, won last year by Don Cossack, which this is why he's the racing extraordinaire. He tipped it last year. 13-2 tip last year, Don Cossack. He was on about it all year. Everyone was giving you stick for it because he was in poor form heading into the festival. But he came up trumps, didn't he?
Yeah, he won.
So yeah, that was last year. This year, of course, it's headed by Thistlecrack, but there's plenty more value out there, and I'm sure that Jake will try and find that for us. So without any further ado, let's listen to Jake's tips for the Cheltenham Gold Cup.
So, yes, the creme de la creme of the Cheltenham Festival is the Cheltenham Gold Cup, the premier staying chase race, basically. Best horses in the land are going to take it. Every owner wants it. Every jockey wants to win it. Everything wants to win it. Every trainer wants to win it. It's just the biggest race of the year by a long, long, long way. Maybe the Grand National, but in a different way. But this, to horse racing fans especially, is the biggest race of the year. Like you said, won last year by Don Cossack. Impressive fashion. Unfortunately, injured, so won't be lining up this year. Yeah, so that's very, very, very sad, I guess, because he would have had an enormous chance in a race that has cut up a little bit recently. I have been singing Thistlecrack's praises forever. I tipped him in the Cheltenham video. Yeah. I agree with you. I think Thistlecrack's going to win. Yeah. He's no price, obviously, at evens, but I mean, on the day, if he got evens, it would be alright, because about 13-8 or something, 11-10, and I was like all over him. But he recently got beaten by Many Clouds, who obviously had to be put down afterwards, or no, he didn't have to be put down, but you know, had a heart attack, and very, very sad for connections. One of the most unbelievable staying, in terms of purely staying, nothing better, I would say. Fantastic, unbelievably fantastic race. Just so sad that kind of thing happened, and it was just, yeah, it was awful. But what I took out of the race in terms of the actual race, Thistlecrack, I mean, his air of invincibility got shattered. What we thought could get him beaten, got him beaten. His jumping was put under pressure. Yeah, and he did stay, but I mean, he didn't stay as well as I would want him to. It might be different on good ground in March. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, I was all over him at 7-4. His King George run was, to the eye, amazing, and I was kind of ignoring, because it was so fantastic. He did it on the bridle pretty much. He'd done everything on the bridle so far, and the time guys were telling me, no, the time was rubbish. It would have been slower than the novice race earlier on in the day. That would have been won by Might Bite had he stayed up. So it's just, and I was just ignoring it, and I thought, oh, it's fine. But then this happens, and it's his back. He didn't jump brilliantly again. I mean, he didn't jump back as badly as he did when he first ran here, but he didn't jump that well, which is worrying, especially now he's 7-4. I mean, I originally tipped him at 7-1 in my tips in October. I'll put a link up somewhere. There'll be a link somewhere in the video where you can see that, which is a fantastic price. Obviously, if you get him at 7-1, you'd be like happy, but 7-4 at the moment, little short for me. Just a little short for me. Just on this new evidence, I'm not the sort of person that's going to follow a horse on a cliff edge. He might not be the superstar that I thought he was, especially on a course like Cheltenham. Yeah, so 7-4 is just a little short for me at the moment. The other horse that I liked, that I tipped up in the Cheltenham video, is Minella Rocco, and I still like him. Could be worth taking a risk with him. JP McManus is not going to have anything else in the race, more than likely. Obviously, Carlingford Lock. Both of those are set to run in the Irish Gold Cup on Sunday, so that's really, really interesting. That is fantastic. That looks an unbelievable race. I'll be making a video about that on Wednesday. But yeah, he was really, really impressive last season. I'm talking about Minella Rocco now. when he beat Native River in the 4 miler. The form of that race has worked out fantastically. Probably the best novice chase form at the festival. Obviously, he didn't run too badly on his first run of the season in the handicap at Cheltenham. That was when John Joe O'Neill was having in absolutely no form, terrible form, and then he fell at the last behind Many Clouds. Yep. Obviously, that form's been franked massively. And he might not have won that day, but he would have gone close, more than likely. And he was getting ridden a long way out. I don't think that was his true form either. So when I originally tipped him, he's 40-1 each way. So hopefully a couple of you got on that. I think he's about 25s now, which is interesting. I still go with that as well, especially if he wins. If he's about 9-2 for the race on Sunday, if he wins that, then he is going to be very, very short. 10-1 at maximum 10-1, I'd say. But yeah, so yeah, he's the first one that I tipped. Obviously, it's non-runner, no bet in a lot of places. The other one who I tipped today, who I like, who I'm taking on Visicrack now, by the way. Traitor! 7-4. I mean, 7-1. If anyone got him, that's fine. But I'm taking him on with Q Card, who I was talking about before, and I actually wrote about him in my original article. But at the time I wrote the article, this is a lot of after timing from me, but after I wrote the article, when I was writing the article even, he was set to go in the Ryanair because he'd just been battered by Visicrack. Collins had already had about 400 horses in the Gold Cup, so I think they thought, we'll go to the Ryanair and win that instead. But he's going for the Gold Cup, which is great news, because that's his best race. That he would have gone very close last season, and he deserves to take his chance. Yeah, and I just think he's obviously a completely different animal going left-handed. I've mentioned in the King George video that he doesn't like Kempton. He won last year, but I don't know, it was an odd race. He does not like going right-handed. I mean, he doesn't like Kempton especially. I just don't think he likes Kempton. He doesn't like going right-handed and doesn't like Kempton. So he didn't show his form. There were a lot of things. He tried to go with Visicrack, couldn't live with it, went back, that's why he was so close. I don't think that was his form anyway. I think he was below form at a track that he hates. So I would put a line through that. Massively impressive form at Cheltenham, however. He always saves his best until March at Cheltenham. Obviously, he's really good at Haydock as well in the Betfair Chase. But he's just a fantastic price at 7-1 each way. And he's running at Ascot. And if he wins that, it's a bit of a short trip for him, but I think he will win. He's a short price as well. But if he does win, he's going to be second favourite for this, ahead of Native River. But if you look at his Cheltenham form, he won the Champion Bumper 40-1. He was runner-up in the Arkle behind Sprinter Sacra, which is obviously amazing form. That was over 2 miles. Won the Ryanair, and then he was cruising in the Gold Cup when he fell last year. It doesn't get much better than that, really. He still possesses a huge amount of talent, as he showed when he beat Coneygree in the Betfair Chase. And the time of that run was really, really quick in comparison to the other races on that day. I think that's actually decent form. Obviously, Coneygree has been injured since then, so it was a pretty tough race. That could have also had left its mark for the King George. You never know. I'm pretty sure he's going to go off shorter than 7-1. I just think each way that's an all right price. Obviously, looking down the odds, Jack Adam, I'd say he's too short now. Although he's very likely, he's obviously very good in the Gold Cup. Placed twice. Could easily run into one of the top 3 positions, but I don't know. Yeah, Outlander won the Lexus. Don't think that was a very good Lexus at all. Don Poli. I don't know about Don Poli. He's a bit of an enigma. Obviously, he was terrible in headgear first time for Gordon Elliott. Much, much, much better in the Lexus, where he looked like the winner. Probably going to come on for the run. He's favourite for the Irish Gold Cup. You could see him plodding on at the end. He's a slow one, but he's got festival form and yeah, decent price as well. But the one I like at the moment is Q Card at 7-1 each way, and I also like Manila Rocco. I think he's about 25-1, but I tipped him originally at 40-1 each way. I'd like, obviously, John Joe O'Neill. Another thing about Manila Rocco, John Joe O'Neill gets his horses into prime condition for March. There's no one better than that. I mean, him and Willie Mullins are the ones that train for 1 week of the entire year, and that is the week. He just wins tons of races there. I think it could be a different animal. Hopefully, he hasn't lost his spark from last season. If he does win or go very close in the Irish Gold Cup, it will obviously be shorter. So That's a decent price. Manila Rocco, and another thing about Manila Rocco is he ran much better in the spring last year. He showed massively improved form in the spring and in the 4 miler. So he could be just better horse in the spring and on better ground. So that's Manila Rocco about 25 to 1 now, but tipped at 40 to 1 each way, and Q Card each way at 7 to 1 for the Gold Cup.
Excellent stuff there from Jake Johns. And if you are a favourites backer and you still want to go with Thistlecrack, he's available around about 7 to 4 now.
He's about 7 to 4, yeah.
So
and I'm not saying he can't win. He could easily still win. It's just at the prices.
Just value prices.
It's literally all it is value. I think it's a little short of 7 to 4.
Excellent stuff there from Jake Johns. Don't forget that this video is sponsored by our friends at Bet on Brazil. It's available to pick up their offer somewhere above Jake's head right there. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment on this video, and also download the Easy Odds Cheltenham app, which is available now. We're featuring all of the tips from this man, Jake Johns, so you don't want to miss out on that. So thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey, and this is Jake Johns. Bye!